It's your girl Kia Jean, just coming to you all today, welcoming you to Queendom. Yes, where we're always adding jewels to your crown. All right, let's start adding. Hey Queens, this is your girl Kia Jean. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about back to school e-learning style. So I have none other my guest, Miss Shunta Leblanc, who is a mom, a professor at the UAB, the University of Alabama at Birmingham, Alabama campus. And she is also a member of the sorority, aka Incorporated. Okay, all right, welcome. So today we're talking about e-learning. So we know that in we know that in March, the pandemic happened. And all of us was all caught off guard, and we had to adjust. The schools had to adjust, the parents had to adjust, jobs had to adjust. So we adjusted quickly with the pandemic and e-learning, but now we're getting ready to start back a new school year. So within that new school year, we are schools are doing e-learning options. Some of them are full-time, some are part-time, and some are just for a time span. So being that you're a professor, I wanted to have you on today to let's discuss some things to help out the moms, help out the parents who are centered around e-learning in this unfamiliar territory or zone that we're in right now. So what are your thoughts on e-learning?
I think that e-learning can present some challenges,
Okay.
but also I think that it can present a lot of opportunities for growth. I think in the pandemic, what I told my kids was, think about it like this: you have to be flexible and be able to pivot and adjust in this life. And the pandemic has taught us that we need to be able to adjust and pivot if we want to make it. So I think it will present some obstacles, but I think it will also present lots of opportunities for learning.
Great. So, in the adjustment and the balancing part of it, how can we balance? Because some of us still have to work because we're essential. So we have to actually leave the home to work. Everyone is not stable, it's the position to be at home full time to e-learn with their children. So how do we balance the work life set also with your child being at home e-learning?
I say planning.
Okay.
Plan. Always try to plan if you can, at least 5 to 7 days ahead. I would say that if your child has school start next week, go ahead and look at what's going to be due for the next week so that you can be ahead. So that, when the child comes up and says, well, I didn't have this to do, I didn't have that to do, I had that to do, you're like, oh, I already know. I've already looked at it. So plan ahead. Always look ahead, plan ahead. Just get organized. I say organized and planning ahead is, for me, key or essential.
So when we talk about organization, give us some tips or tools of how we can organize as parents. I know for me with DJ, I had to make him come downstairs and do his work. He's not in your bedroom. You have to come down to the kitchen.
I agree. Figure out who your kid is. When I say figure it out, because we still are figuring out who we are. Figure out who your kid is. Know what they need, what they don't need, know what their limitations are, and go from there. Know who the child is. So with that, I say you should always have structure. Children function better in structure. So if you know your child's not going to do their homework or their schoolwork in their bedroom, then bring them to a place to where they are going to do it. I say, so with my kids, because like you said, I teach part-time at UAB, but I also work full-time at UAB, but I'm going to also still be remote. So that is a challenge in itself, being at home remote with children.
Okay.
So what I tell my kids is, we're still going to get up. We're still going to get up like you're getting on the bus. You're going to take a shower. You're going to eat breakfast. We're going to have a routine that we're going to do. And the routine helps get things going. So they know that they go sit in the kitchen. One of them sit in the office with me because I have a home office. And we work.
Okay.
But we get up, we brush our teeth, we wash our face. I get up and I exercise in the morning. They do whatever they're going to do. My thing is, do what you're going to do. But you're going to get up, you're going to put clothes on. You're not going to sit in your PJs all day, because sitting in your PJs all day will make you feel like, I don't want to do anything.
Yes.
I don't want to do nothing. So get up, take a bath, take a shower, brush your teeth, have a cup of hot cocoa. For me, have a cup of coffee.
Okay.
Eat some breakfast, and let's get going.
Okay. So when we talk about routine, I like it because routine brings out stability, and it's the same thing over and over, so they get accustomed to doing the same things. What about structuring of time? I mean, because some kids is night owls, some kids are early birds, and so some people they work in different type of environments. So the structure of the school day, do we get it all done in the morning, or can we chop it up and take breaks? How what's the
There again, I say that goes back to who the child is.
okay?
What works best for the child. My thing is, back to what I said, this is going to present some obstacles, but it will present some opportunities for learning. So if you know who your child is and they're a night owl, then maybe it's best that we do work on the work at night.
Okay.
Especially if you're having to work outside of the home. But they still need to be doing some other things that they can do during the day as it relates to their academic endeavors.
Okay.
So know who the child is. And if the child is a night owl, let's do the work at night. We're not going to waste our time because the night hours get kind of, short, snappy, and real quick. So if they're a night owl, do the work at night. But also they need things to do in the day. They don't need to be all day on the video games or on the phone. So I say that. That's just
So I'm glad you brought up the video game and the phone, because how do we keep the children excited, engaged, and fun, and making it fun at home, also with to learn doing their schoolwork, and also keep it balanced for them that way, keep them into it.
So I've never homeschooled, but I know a lot of parents that have homeschooled. So I
Okay.
think about the parents that say they have homeschooled. You can find ways to go outside. Well, right now we're still social distancing, but it's best to be outside. So I would say you can take your kids outside. So if there's a module that they're learning about history, you can take them, certain places in the city where we have these monuments and teach them things. I mean, you're part of the teacher. You're part of that community.
Mm-hmm.
They have the teachers that are going to be at whatever school they're at, but you're part of that community. So you get to, instead of the curriculum being totally given to you, you get to add some things as a parent. You get to add some things and say, hey, I want you to learn this. I bet you didn't know this. And teach them a few things. You also get to take them out. If they're doing e-learning, you get to take them places and say, hey, let's go here. Let me teach you about this. Let's go visit here. Let's go visit there. And if you're doing totally remote, you can take them out of town and be like, hey, because for me, I always tell my kids, traveling is a part of learning. When you travel, you should learn something about where you're going, where you've been, and you should be able to tell me a few things about where you've been, where you're going. Tell me the history about it. Tell me an exciting fact about that place. So those are things that you can do.
Okay. So tools. So for instance, because we're at home learning, and there's a lot of colleges that are offering free courses. I'm an advocate, and I'm loving this because I feel like we're at home now, so our children can learn different things that we can incorporate. So we can incorporate a finance class, we can incorporate a coding class, we can put, so because we are children's first teacher, we should be.
We should be.
Yes.
We should be.
So
we need to get back to that.
yes, so I think this is a good curve for that. It's us getting back into it, and it's free. So for that mom that is, I've been out of school for 20 years. So how can you help me not feel like, oh my God, this is a lot, I have anxiety around it, I'm not smarter than a fifth grader because, the curve has changed when it comes to, how they're teaching, with their teaching out, and then forgot some things. So what can we do as moms and parents to get over that fear or that frustration or just a little touch of worry that's involved in that?
First of all, I would say be patient with yourself. You are smarter than a fifth grader. You're running a home, you're going to work, you take care of them every day, and if you have a spouse, you're helping take care of your spouse, your significant other. You're smarter than a fifth grader. They may have changed up some things on how they do math and how they just do certain things, but be patient with yourself, be kind. Be patient with your children, your child, be kind. Take the time, if it's something that you don't know, tell the child, I don't know, but guess what? Mommy will find out. Mommy is going to find out, and if mommy can't find out, mommy's going to find somebody else that can find out. Daddy's going to find out. Reach into your village. we should have a village. Reach into your village. And if you don't have a village, reach out to the teachers. Reach out to them. They have resources. And ask them, hey, could you send me a video on showing me how to do this? Because I'm not quite sure how to do this. You know, reach out to your resources and use them. And, you know, take the time to say, you know what, I'm going to be patient with myself, but I'm going to learn this because I'm going to teach it to my child. So that's what I would say. Be patient and be kind. Just be patient and be kind with the whole situation, everything that's going on.
Okay. So tools, what tools or websites or apps or something that we could download to look at to help with the math problem or help with a science lesson or social history lesson? Or what tools do we have, if you know a couple, you know, right off the top?
I can't think of any right off the top of my head, but most school systems have tools that they use for math, and I can't think of what Hoover City schools use at this point, but they have tools, they have apps that they use for math that they direct their children to, as well as Birmingham City and Jefferson County. They all have ones that they're particularly interested in. But what I usually do is look at Khan Academy.
Okay.
It's KHAN Academy. They do things from elementary on up to college. So, you know, Khan Academy is a great aid, a great helper for me when I was taking stats and statistics in graduate school. I went to Khan Academy a lot.
Okay.
So that is something you can look at. But just, I say, because you have the internet, you have the world at your fingertips.
True.
You have the world at your fingertips. I mean, everything you need is on the phone.
Right.
Or it's on your computer. And you can look it up and learn it. And if you didn't like the way it said it to you there, you can go find it somewhere else. And once you look things up, you start to learn. Once you start looking and reading, and you read it enough time, you're like, okay, light bulb went off. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, or I'm getting it. So that's what I would say. Just use the internet. It disposes so many things to you, and exposes so many things to you. Places the world at your fingertips.
Great. Alrighty, so let's wrap this up. For a wrap-up question, what is one thing you would say to that mom or that parent right now of a word of encouragement?
I'm going back to the be patient.
Okay.
Be kind. Because a lot of times we're not patient and kind with ourselves, even if we're patient and kind with our kids. Be patient, be kind, be loving. What you want the child to be, I'm gonna need for you to be that person that they see. So whatever you want them to be that for them. You know, my parents always had the mantra, don't do as I do, do as I say.
Yeah.
Well, now we're learning we have to do as we do, so we can get them to do as we do, and not don't, you know, do as I do as I say.
Okay.
We have to be that example. So be the example that you want your child to be, and be loving, be kind, and patient.
All right, Queen. So there you have it. Let's be loving, be kind, and be a model.
Instagram, IG is at Shunta Leblanc. It's SHUNTA LEBLANC. Again, that's SHUNTA LEBLANC.
All right, Queen. So y'all make sure that you follow Shunta on Instagram and Twitter. She is a phenomenal lady. I know her personally. Oh, Queendom, we want to give you a gift, a happy, for coming on the show today, gracing us with your time and expertise.
Thank you. Oh, a Queendom t-shirt. I'm going to be styling, girl.
Yay! She has been made a part of the Queendom family. So everybody check us out at queendomus.com for all of our latest apparel. Hey, comment. Let us know who you want to see, what topics you want to hear. Your feedback is needed. Be great. Queens, we want to connect with you. So reach out and let us know who you want to see on the show. Drop your ideas in the comments. See you next week where we're adding another jewel to your crown.